When Adam and Eve met together for the first time, essentially, God brought Eve to Adam, and Adam said, "Finally, this is flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. Now I'm complete." It's like finally, this is flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. It's like it's missing for a long time. Finally, she's right in front of me. And why did he say that? This is very interesting because prior to that, Genesis 2 actually says that God said it's not good that man to be alone. I will make him a helper. Who's God talking to? God's not talking to Adam. God is talking to one another. Three persons in one God, Trinitarian God. There you go. All right. So anybody who questions Trinitarian gods will be knocked out right away at this point of time. So what is God trying to say? God said it's not good for man to be alone. That concept of not good for man to be alone did not come from man, but came from God. God knows better, correct? God knows exactly what we need. And that idea, I don't mean that God just come up with this idea when Adam didn't feel it. Adam must have felt lonely. he has no friends, no girls, no man, nothing. Just animals. All his buddies are lion, leopard, monkeys, chicken, birds, whatever, They just harmoniously live together. Of course, pre-fall, right? But he did not have any friend. He was lonely. And God said he was lonely. Let's make him an helper. All right. God said, let us make him a helper. God did not say, let me make him a helper. God, let's say, let us. Who is us? Trinity. Three persons in one God. Remember, as I said before. Now, God said, let me make a helper for him because it's lonely. So God's solution for loneliness of a man is to bring him a helper. So the helper, let me just define that a little bit. Helper is not like somebody help you to run errands and little things. Helper is to somebody who can do the things that you can't do. That's helper. That is a biblical way of looking at the word helper, because you can't do it. Like a man can do a lot of things. Woman can do better. But and vice versa. There's a lot of things that man can do better than a woman. So we put the two together, it'd be fabulous, fantastic. It's beautiful. And after that, the Bible says, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife and become one flesh. That cleaving is an amazing story. Cleaving one flesh. The one flesh, the concept of one flesh, it's amazing because husband and wife are to become one flesh. Husband and wife is not meant to become do your things kind of thing, So what is this one flesh meaning? Now this is very interesting because if you look at what the Bible says, Genesis 2, Eve was made from the flesh of Adam. All right. So God is saying that Eve was made from the rib bone of Adam. And now God brought Eve to Adam. That essentially is actually Adam's flesh and bone. So flesh and flesh, two flesh come together, become one flesh. They shall become one flesh. Is that what, do you see what it's saying now? This is amazing. God actually bringing restoration of that one flesh. So this is what it's saying. If Adam doesn't have Eve coming back to himself, Adam will always feel something is missing in his life. That's what I'm saying. He's always something missing. There's something missing in his life. That is the one flesh all about. When Eve comes in, he feels complete. He feels one, not two, one. So husband and wife get together, is becoming one flesh, the most intimate relationship on earth. That relationship exceeds even parental relationship or any other relationship, except relationship with Jesus, with God, all right? That one flesh is the will of God, because that is the design of God. That's the original intention of God, to create man and woman to become one flesh. Now you notice that God bring a helper. God brought a woman to Adam, to the man. The gender differentiation gotta be clear. God did not create another man to bring to Adam. Okay, so gender is clear: man and woman, one flesh. Not woman and woman, one flesh. It's man and woman, one flesh. Now the one flesh concept is amazing. You know, you can have a couple married together, but still don't feel like one flesh. Half of the time, there's no intimate exchange ideas and thoughts and sharing. One flesh means sharing of everything in life in a permanent way. That is actually marriage. I heard it from Tim Keller. That was actually a really good definition. One flesh means you're committed to sharing everything in life in a permanent fashion. That is one flesh. Sharing, encouraging, correcting, and the marriage, one flesh, is also sanctification. Remember in the book of Paul's epistles that Paul is saying that husband, bring your wife to the process of sanctification in the marriage, so that she becomes sanctified. Your job as a husband is to bring sanctification to your wife. And same thing, the husband's being sanctified by the wife, because who can speak into your life if about your sins, about your correction? The best person to speak and boldly, clearly into your life is your husband or your wife. They can speak right into your life. That's sanctification. That is one flesh. There's a lot of things happening, but I just want to say the concept of one flesh comes from the creation of Eve, from Adam. Adam and Eve were originally one flesh. That's why Adam say, "This is truly bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh." So when we got married, when a man got married to a wife, to a woman, the man shall leave his parents and cleave to his wife, and become one flesh, because they're supposed to be one flesh originally. So we are restoring back to the original intent, design of God. How beautiful is that? That is what you call a one flesh. Now let me finish at two more things. To really be one flesh, you need another two things. First thing I said is got to be man and woman, one flesh. You cannot be same sex, one flesh. It's got to be two different genders, one sex. Two different genders, one flesh together. Okay, that's one. The second thing, to be one flesh, you really need God together, right in the between the two flesh. Because you know why? Because that one flesh came from the hands of God. God pulled the rib from the man Adam to create a woman, Eve, and brought Eve back to Adam, one flesh. Who brought Eve to Adam? God. Who created the woman, Eve, from the man, Adam? God. So, the person who created the woman is God. The person who brought the woman to the man is God. So in a marriage relationship, the one flesh relationship, you must have God who brings the two together. You can never truly become one flesh without God. God is the one who fuses the two together. It's God's idea. It's not your idea. It's not my idea. It's not our idea. It's God's idea. All right. To be truly blessed, one flesh, it has to be God. So two things. One has to be God. Second, I explained how the entire concept of one flesh came from creation, actually. And after marriage, God bring them and fuse it together, restoration to the original concept, the idea when God created the man, the idea of bringing a woman to the man so that they truly become one flesh. That's the will of God. May God bless you. Bye-bye.